Welcome back to the Gaming X, and today we kick off a new series for the channel, the top 5 games to pick up this week on the Nintendo Switch, and 3 you probably shouldn't. We'll be covering both digital and physical releases today, so hit subscribe, hit like, share this out to your friends, and let's just jump straight in. We have a physical release this week with Raging Loop, published by P-Cube. This one's a visual novel, which is not normally my thing honestly, but the horror theme leading up to Halloween, it just can't be passed up on. Taking place in a secluded Japanese village, a heavy mist surrounds the town, preventing anyone from leaving. Talk about Silent Hill much. Now, here your task is to escape alive as ancient gods infiltrate the town to feast on villagers. Here I'd say expect very little in the way of gameplay, but if this one delivers a solid story with nice branching paths, it may just be the horror game we needed for Halloween. Monaco Complete Edition, originally known as Monaco What's Yours Is Mine on the PC and the Xbox, it finally makes its way to the Switch. This one, it's a heist game with a top-down view. It reviewed extremely well back in 2013, and yes, it's definitely an old one I know, but at that time it was called one of the best co-op games available, and simply put, amazing. The story is supposedly of the highest caliber, gameplay is supposed to be varied, and here you're just taking on the role of a thief, robbing banks, plotting escape plans, and generally doing everything and anything criminal you can. And here we're getting double the content of that original release, including a new survival mode, zombie mode, and a whole new campaign. I'm really looking forward to reviewing this one later in the week for the channel, and I think we have a small enough price point here for us to suggest right now you take a gamble on this one. Ghostblade HD, a vertical scrolling shooter. Now I'm a sucker for the bullet hell top-down genre, and honestly for me, any excuse to pull out the flip grip for the Switch, it's a really good one. Expect pain and misery solo or in 2 players as you fight wave against wave of enemies. Here we've got 5 stages, 3 difficulty levels, multiple crafts, and addictive score-based gameplay. This should keep you busy for a while, and it's an easy suggestion. Cat Quest 2, the sequel to the extremely popular first one, Cat Quest obviously. It's an RPG where you take on the role of a feline in a fantasy world of cats and dogs. This RPG, it's not too far removed from, that Zelda format. Beautiful visuals, vibrant worlds, tons of weapons to use, spells, and all those typical RPG traits. Now the first game, it was extremely well made, and if this makes any slight improvements on that formula, we should have a great game ahead of us. This dungeon crawler, it should keep RPG fans very happy for quite some time. Also, if you're a cat or a dog person, and really, who's not? This one, it definitely demands your attention, purely for the buzz you're going to get out of this visual design. So finally at number 1, our game of the week, we have Schoolgirls Second Encore. Schoolgirls is an incredible fighting game, and one I can't wait to have on the go for the Switch. From Mike C of Blaze Blue, this one has quality written all over it. Unfortunately, it did come out on other platforms to favourable reviews, so as long as this one's a good port, this should be on your must-buy list for this week, especially if you're like me, a huge fighting fan. Alongside the base game here as well, Second Encore, it has a ton of additional content. We've got new voice acting, new single player modes, the entire character roster, and an absolutely insane 882 page virtual art book. As fighting game releases go, this one should be at the top of your list, and this gets our must buy for the week. With the good out of the way, let's flip this around. Let's talk the top 3 trash titles you should be avoiding this week. Into the Dead 2. At first I was like, well, maybe this one, it could be okay, I saw some of the videos, zombie shooter, nothing amazing. And then I found out it's also a free cell phone game with in-app purchases. I'm going to go out there now and say download this one on your iPhone with ads, check it out first, and simply play it there for a fraction of the cost. It's, like I said, a pretty basic zombie shooter. It's bringing nothing new to the table, all the genre, and looks honestly average at a premium price. Yes, it's physical, I just don't know if this is something you're going to want on your shelf unless you're a hardcore collector. On cell phones, I'm sure it does look good, but with the Switch, we have a whole lot more out there available to us in the FPS genre, and much better ways to part with our hard-earned cash. This, maybe it will prove me wrong, we'll find out later this week, but I'm pretty confident here now saying it's not going to surprise me. We have Street Outlaws, The List, a physical release, and what a waste of a cartridge it appears to be. First impressions suggest a mediocre racing game based on what appears to be a mediocre TV series I've never heard of. I wouldn't expect much here from the screenshots, and again, it's a relatively high price point. It's telling me right now, keep away. I struggled to find a trailer on this one, and when I did, what I got was a game that looks like it belongs on an iPhone maybe 5 years ago. I'd say right now this one, it's going to be low effort, and it's just simply a cash grab for those fans of the show, and they're just taking advantage. Finally, at number 1, we have winter sports games. I'm not sure what's with the timing on this one, with the Tokyo Games just around the corner in 2020, and it's, not being the Winter Olympics for a few years yet, but this one gets our guaranteed to suck of the week. This, it's not cheap, and look at these screenshots. This is overpriced shovelware with very little content. 6 offense, they don't sound fun at all. You've got ski jump, slalom, downhill, bobsleigh, tobogganing, and the ever exciting curling. Not a single thing about this one makes me want to download it. I'm actually pretty confident with this one. There's someone laughing somewhere, someone who maybe made the game or published the game, and they're just laughing as someone pulls out a credit card to spend their hard-earned cash on this game. I couldn't even find a trailer. It all screams disaster to me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, then hit subscribe for next week's top 5 releases, and we'll see you through the week for more news and reviews. If you agree with today's video, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. What are your top 5 games? What's going to be your number 1 purchase this week? And we'll see you all on the next Gaming X.